We're now discussing how I'm playing on my 5, yeehaw's playing on his Series X. We're playing last-gen games on new game systems. And I mentioned how I play Wild Arms 1. I haven't started Wild Arms 2, but I have it on here. But I play PS1 games on my PS5. I mean, technically I have the Pixel remasters, the original. Okay, so Jupe is getting confirmation set up, and then he's going to leave, and then we will start our run, so... He is bouncing here in the next couple seconds, I guess. So, my traditional...
Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Jupiter Klein. I'll be commentating this showcase race for the Ritual of the Night Randomizer. This is a brand new preset we've been developing over the past couple of months. Called Same Type Shuffle. We're going to talk about it. But real quick shout out, thank you very much to Wotes for helping with the tracking today. So yeah, this is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Multi-platform, came out in 2018. And this is using the built-in randomizer. It's part of a later DLC package that came out. Really fun, a lot of options. This is Same Type Shuffle, and the way this is going to work is that unlike a traditional randomizer where everything is mixed up, here, weapons and items and souls are only shuffled among others of the same type. So for example, if you find an armor in the vanilla game in a chest, that's always going to be some piece of armor, but it's going to be a random piece of armor. If an enemy drops a red shard, it'll always drop a red shard, but a random one. So it's chaotic, but it's controlled chaos. The runner's going to have a general sense of where to look for things and how to route things. So for example, both runners starting with the Zangetsu. This is one half of Go mode for this game. We're also looking for Dimension Shift, which is a purple shard. We need that to get access to the final boss. So we're going to see some farms for sure. Especially with enemies that drop purples, like this one right here. Cannon Morte. I should probably introduce our runners real quick. We've got DrMarxout on the left, Yeehaw on the right. These have been two of our more active participants of the past couple of months, both great players. Should be a close one. Now, in terms of things you gotta know about getting around the castle here, the main form of movement, at least for now, is gonna be backdash canceling. You do this by pressing backdash and down on the same frame, and you can do it really quick. But even doing it at a moderate pace is much quicker than just holding forward. We're going to hope to find things like moon belts, which can speed up backdash. Slide belt can improve your slide speed. Excuse me, Strider belts can improve your slide speed. And then the cream of the crop for movement is the accelerator. That's a blue shard. There are only 9 total in the game. So anytime you farm an enemy with a blue shard, you got a pretty good chance of getting what is effectively the boots of Ritual of the Night. So we're going to have Dr. Marx coming up on the first boss here. Now, the Zangetsuto is one of the last weapons you pick up in the vanilla game. So it's really, really good for this point. It's considered a key item. So there are only 6 places in the game this thing can be, and one of them is right at the very start on the boat. So early Zangetsuto is great news. Should be a quick one. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat right now. Did we get early Jeeble glasses? Oh, we sure did. Yes, so this is the Chaos Ring of Ritual, if you've played Aria before. This just gives you infinite MP. You can spam souls. Notice that blue MP bar at the top left does not go down at all. This is gonna make combat really, really smooth. Okay, so really nice kill there from Marx. Yeehaw not too far behind. And here we go. This is going to be our first real purple farm of the run. The cannon Morte drop at the start is guaranteed. But that's, what's it called? The other Morte, Bone Morte, has a typical drop rate. Now, in this game, unlike a lot of other Castlevanias, the luck stat actually does work correctly, so anything that boosts your luck can be very valuable in Rando. That's a Moonbelt craft for Dr. Marx. We were just talking about this. You can see how much quicker backdashes are now. Seems like a pretty mediocre shot, but that will expand later on. Dr. Marx is going to go ahead and pick up a quest. So crafting, as we just saw, is randomized too, as are the quests in this. And the rewards, much like the drops you can find, are shuffled by type. So by completing this quest, you get some kind of an accessory. I'm guessing Dr. Marx liked what they saw. Let's take a look here. Yeah, Flame Ring, very, very nice pickup. That really boosts any kind of flame elemental damage. And then gonna pick up some other quests just in case for later on. All of these are based on killing a certain number of enemies, and a couple of them are very convenient. Okay, so gets a free purple on the way, that's nice. That'll eliminate a farm later. Now, in terms of what we're looking for purples, the best shards in the game. By the way, yeehaw also picks up the Moonbelt. Dimension Shift is required. Reflector Ray, which you can see on the tracker at the bottom right, can often be progression as well. That can get you to certain areas with key items and unique purples. But we really want to see something like Void Ray or Fold Tyab, one of those top-tier dark options to make Dominique easier to deal with. She's one of the biggest run killers in the game, the penultimate boss. I can't tell you how many times we've had runs in the rando, get to Dominique at like the 35-40 minute mark, and then you just lose an hour. Because the boss is really, really tough. So yeah, good option for her would be nice. Aqua Stream is widely considered the best shard in the game. Although with Jeeble glasses, that might change. I think something like, oh, what's it called? The one with the large flame beam. Someone in chat can help me out. That one probably becomes the best when MP is no longer concerned. Hellhound, that's the one, Fran. Oh my goodness, Marx is getting some crazy luck here. Got a Bone Morte on the way and a Blood Grinder on the way. You'll see the yeehaw also picking up this Flame Ring. So both runners on the same page with that one. Marx with a really nice lead already. Probably a couple of minutes. Maybe more considering they've gotten some good farms. Okay, and into the Garden of Silence. Now, just to mention, if anyone in chat has questions, this is a brand new randomizer preset we're using. Happy to try and clear things up if there's any confusion. Anyone wants to know more. Okay, now this frog farm here is a little awkward. This one does drop a purple. On the bright side, there are a lot of frogs in this room. On the other side, because you have to leave the room and come back, it can end up being a pretty slow farm if you're unlucky. So Marx is 0 for 1 here. I expect that Marx will go back down and farm the frog before moving on. Oh, that's a Valkyrie sword pickup. So Zangetsu Toe is probably the second best weapon you can find just lying around. Valkyrie sword is the best. Sometimes you'll find something even better in the shop. But for the most part, this is the cream of the crop right here. This is number 1. It's quick, it's strong, it's got a pretty decent special to it. And we see a lot of runners, myself included, actually skip this check on the left side of this room. That was very, very good call by Marx. Now, getting a couple of interesting purples here for combat. We have Flame Cannon, which is pretty mediocre, but if upgraded with Gunpowder and Rubies, it becomes one of the best shards in the game. And Marx does have that Flame Ring, which will boost it further. Boss Skia pickup, insane. Actually insane. Is that Gunpowder? Oh my god. Okay. There was also Ruinous Rude, which is the boomerang, aka the cross, that I'm sure you know and love from various Castlevanias. Both good. I think Ruinous Rude is going to be better for now. But here's the thing. Vaskia is one of those shards that's really good and gets really, really buffed with the Jeeble glasses. You can just spam this thing. And that might honestly be an endgame combat option. It looks like Marx decided not to commit to the frog farm. This might be a calculated gamble. As you'll see, the Ritual Rando is all about gambling. You gotta gamble on your route, you gotta gamble on what to farm, how long to farm. I'm guessing this is something that Marx is either gonna skip permanently or just save for later. Here we go, Zangetsu. This is a pretty tough fight if you're playing vanilla. Kind of a welcome to Ritual moment. But we're really decked out. Marx getting a medal, which is a no damage win. Easy peasy. Here we go. So Toad. Wait a minute. No, that was from the pig, I think. I was thinking maybe Yeehaw got the frog, but I think that was the pig farm. Alright, now to the left, we're gonna see our first white shard. And it's Deep Sinker for Dr. Marx. Okay, this is really awkward. You kind of don't want to see this one. It puts underwater in logic very early. It's not a friendly place to be without double jump or high jump or something like that. So we're going to hope there's a backup invert, which is kind of like 50% of the time you get invert in this room. No, it's nothing. That's really bad. So a pretty friendly start. We're halfway to go mode. Jeeble Glass is great combat, but it might be a water seed. That's another on-the-way purple here for Marx. I think it's fair to say that Marx has had the luck advantage so far. And that's the most important stat in Ritual. You gotta have a high luck stat to compete. Yeah, I think if you're rooting for Yeehaw, you're hoping for a small route divergence, which maybe will be possible later in the scene. Just to shake things up. Make up some of this time difference. The Valkyrie TR, that's one of the best luck boosting pieces of gear. Good for farms. And not gonna grab the warp yet. Okay, maybe having second thoughts here. That is a rose ring, so not too important. And, oh, this is a mistake that happens to everybody. You get something on the way and you just forget. There's so many enemies to keep track of. Wait a minute. Is this intentional? Hang on, this might be some tech I'm not aware of. What is Marx looking for here? Now, if you get duplicates of a shard in this game, it'll power it up. I don't know, I feel like that's probably unnecessary, given what we're working with here. Oh my god. First try Bloodbringer, and drops one of the best familiars in the game. Silver Knight, it's not that strong, but it can protect you from attacks. It can just totally negate enemy attacks and projectiles, which is really good. Gargoyle, another enemy with a purple shard. Looks like Marx will farm it after this craftwork battle. This boss, if you've played this game, you know it's got some janky hitboxes to it. So Mark's just gonna keep their distance. And this should be almost over. There it is. The blue is... oh, it's vanilla. Excellent. Okay, so craft work for Marx. That could put the Oriental Lab in logic later on. There are a few chances to get purples up there. Could be important. Meanwhile, Yeehaw using a, I believe that's the Vipar Soul. Quite good, but expensive. However, not concerned with Jeeble glasses. Alright, so here comes the farm. Now, as a commentator, something I'm still trying to figure out... oh, never mind. Void Ray is a huge pickup. I was gonna say, we're trying to figure out, you know, what can we talk about to pass the time during long farms? But Marx, the worst farm for Marx has been above average. This has been a great luck seed. Gonna go ahead and turn on all these quests here. You can win the game with Jeeble Glass's Void Ray. Let alone Jeeble Glass's Void Ray Vasquia. So yeah, Marx is good. I think Mark can probably just skip all remaining checks and only focus on purples. Well, purples and progression. And here we go. There's nothing else right now except for Garden Underwater. And Marx is electing to do the Fran route, actually, and go underwater early. Although I believe Fran does this from the garden side. We'll call this the Marx route. So yeah, there are two forms of underwater movement in this game. The first one you get is one of my absolute favorites, which is Aquastream. Not only top tier for combat, but it's got like a propulsion effect to it. I gotta tell you, Marx's luck has been completely out of control. But yeah, the propulsion effect means moving around underwater is quick and super fun. The second one you get, which is Deep Sinker here, just lets you move like normal underwater, except it's much slower. If you had to choose, I think most runners would take Aquastream in a heartbeat. But you don't always have the option. Now, meanwhile, I've been focusing mostly on Marx because of Marx's lead, but it sounds like Yeehaw's done some nice pickups that Marx missed. Reflector Ray, which is progression. And wait, whoa, is that true? Thank you, Woat. Yeehaw got a Hellhound from somewhere. Just a random red. That's huge. So actually, Yeehaw's got the combat advantage for this seed. Could make a difference. So yeah, it does take a while to get from the entrance of the castle underwater and then around. But you do get some good experience on the way. It's something. Maybe a couple of bonus shards. But yeah, I think the recommended route is probably going around the garden. It's quicker, and like Fran says in the chat, it guarantees you can find a Decorabia, which has a purple shard drop. Look at that combat. If you want to see Hellhound and why it's considered the best, here you go. This is really the Red Minotaur of Ritual. Like, there are other souls in this game that resemble an axe, but in spirit, this is Red Minotaur. You press the button and everything dies. And the downside is it's really expensive MP-wise. But being able to just spam it for free, it's the best weapon in the game. This boss will be around for like 5 seconds. GG. So here we got another purple farm here for Marx. The Decima farm. Alright, so Yeehaw's a chance now. Honestly, just taking the standard route would end up being a pretty big divergence, which would be exciting. I think at this point, whoever gets Dimension Shift first is really going to win. I mean, they're both going to have no trouble at all with the final bosses. Okay, let's see if Yeehaw goes to Garden. So Tep's Osius, not bad, but pretty outclassed at this point. Looks like it. Okay, here we go. Big dive. Oh, well, hang on. Quick farm first. Quick farm, then a divergence. This could decide the race. Marx went down, Yeehaw going right. Now, what Marx is going to be looking for next is the warp in the desert. And then you can farm an enemy called Amy in there who drops a purple. But I believe that's it for now. So this has been quite a time investment for just a few farms. It's a good point. I mean, considering we've seen Gunpowder this seed, and there is a Quest Flame Ring, that's really going to benefit Yeehaw more than Marx, because Yeehaw can upgrade Hellhound to have a wider range, and that Flame Ring will boost its damage. Tis Rosine, not bad. It's typically just a worse Void Ray, and you'd think that, you know, Tis Rosine is light, and Void Ray is dark, so maybe they're equally useful, but Void Ray has much fewer iframes, so you can spam it more easily. It's just better. It's just better. Yeah, honestly, at this point, I think Yeehaw actually ahead. It'll depend. If Yeehaw goes down, I'll revise my assessment. Oh, Yeehaw just doing the standard route. Let's switch over to their audio. Oh, just kidding. Yeehaw's audio is not usable. Oops. Well, we're gonna be listening to Dr. Marx. Technical issue, I suppose. But yeah. Yeehaw the first one to the Tower of Twin Dragons. There's a blue here from the werewolf. And yeah, it's going to be tempting to farm it. Could be Accelerator, especially with Hellhound, but this one can take a while. From experience, this is one of the slower farms in the standard route. You know, Marx has got that luck stat at 100. You gotta hurry, Yeehaw. Okay, gonna give up on that for now. That's a fair call. So because Yeehaw's got access to Reflector Ray, there's going to be an interesting choice here. Do you go to the library or do you fight the dragons first? Dragons have a guaranteed purple drop, and there are a couple more purples on the way. You also get access to a warp. But at the library, you get a blue farm and a book, and you can fight Andre Alphys for potentially more movement, like double jump or high jump. So yeah, it's kind of up in the air. I think we tend to see more of what Yeehaw's doing. We go to the library first, then wrap around, then do the top. Alright, so Marx is guaranteed to get this drop right here. Let's see what it is. Oh! I can't believe it. No second try werewolf? Crazy. Okay, so Marx finds the Strider Belt. That's actually faster than regular backdash canceling, but slower than with the Moon Belt. So probably just gonna sell that. Now, chat, I've got some questions for you. This game is actually still very, very active. Not just the randomizer, but more and more people getting into it every day. So, let's pass the time. Anyone in chat have a favorite boss from this game? For me, I've kind of gone back and forth. I've really grown to like the Bale fight. It's got some really weird and unique mechanics that are pretty fun to work with. Yeah, Zangetsu 2 is a great choice as well. Just so much move variety. It's hard to learn all the patterns. And then yeah, Alfred, I think hard mode Alfred is a little overtuned, but normal mode, awesome fight. Now this Rolsha enemy you're seeing on the right side for Yeehaw. This is another blue farm. The only other really relevant blue here... Well, actually, that's not true. With Jeeble glasses, there are 2 relevant blues. Maybe 4. So, Accelerator is obviously super top tier. A Standstill is also very, very good because Bale, for whatever reason, can be frozen in place. It's too expensive to really consider without Jeeble glasses. But we have those. And then also, I think, Final Guard and Sacred Shade can be okay. Yeah, these blue farms are a bit risky. You're wasting a lot of time if it's nothing good. Here's Andre Alphys. And there was Andre Alphys. Guaranteed white shard it is. Invert, okay. So now invert actually can give you underwater movement as well. But its main use is going to be, you know, flipping the castle around. I love the way that Ritual took this concept from Symphony of the Night and made it a player-controlled mechanic. One of my absolute favorite parts of Ritual. A stroke of genius. Okay, so just healing from Rolsha, fortunately. Can be useful, but it's not a lot of healing. It's really not a lot of healing. Now, despite Marx covering more territory, actually almost caught up. Nice movement, nice combat here from Marx. Now, there is a glitch coming up, and I'm worried for Yeehaw. I really hope that Yeehaw saves before the Volafar fight, or Volok, excuse me. So Volok is the name of the twin dragons of this tower. And if you kill the boss too quick, it kind of becomes a for-real zombie dragon and cannot die, and the fight never ends. And you're forced to reset. If that ever is going to happen, it's going to happen with Jeeble Glass's Hellhound. So my recommendation would be to just wait a little bit, wait for the fight to get started, and then start attacking. Don't do it as they're coming in. So yeah, 2 more farms we're going to do here. We're going to do the shield armor farm and the purple bird farm. That's not the name, but so I don't remember what that one's called. Anyone know the name of the purple bird? You gotta get that one. Celeano. That's a deep cut. Thank you, Maximus. That's a nice little zip through the cogs there. We allow that. It's not really a big deal. Just a small clip. Oh, and check this out. Another small divergence here. Marx is going to go up first. Get the warp to get back to Jeeble later. That's required. This dragon here can drop a purple. That would be incredibly hype. No, not today. You can farm that one later in the Den of Behemoths. Meanwhile, Yeehaw getting super unlucky with this shield outsider farm, unfortunately. Losing a lot of time here. Hopefully it's a good one. Oh dear, the farm continues. Meanwhile, Marx, already at the warp room. We're gonna see a quick Jeeble kill that'll open the way to the end of the game. Oh, that's unfortunate. So, we're looking for dimension shift. So close. That was the wrong DS. Directed shield can be good. Gonna play more defensively. But, not what we're looking for here. Okay, so the gimmick to this Jeeble fight on the left, you want to do a certain amount of damage to make the moon turn red, and then attack it with the Zangetsu. That's the reason this sword is a part of Go mode. Otherwise, you'll get the bad ending here. If you deal too much damage too quickly, you also get the bad ending, so you gotta be a little careful. Okay, so Yeehaw, just going for it. I didn't see if Yeehaw saved or not. Just going for it. Spamming those Hellhounds. No regard for the soft lock. I'm sure it'll be fine. Now, this fight is kind of a pseudo-auto-scroller, where, it takes a certain amount of time. The dragons have to get a certain way down the tower before it'll end. So, no reason to panic yet, but they're already dead. Yeehaw has already done enough damage to deplete their HP bar. Now let's just hope for the best. Yeehaw saved, thank you, excellent. Happy to hear it. Okay, very nice. I hope it doesn't get grabbed. That's actually suboptimal. What's the purple here? Bold Tyab, huge. Huge. Even with Hellhound, this one's going to be worth putting on. One of the absolute best offensive options, period. So there is one purple here in 8-bit land. This is one of my favorite areas in the whole game. The 8-bit domain, the boneheads will drop a purple. So you can grab this and then waystone out to avoid fighting the 8-bit overlord. Also, Yeehaw gets the Aegis plate, which means Oriental Lab is now in Logic. If I was playing this seed, that's probably where I head to next. Hang on. Mark's getting a little bit bullied here. Yeah, you can see, I think Tis Rozine's bad. That's my hot take for the day. Tis Rozine is bad. It's not even fair to compare it to Void Ray. Void Ray is in another class of its own. Now my guess is Yeehaw is committing to this because, you know, from their perspective, some of the earlier, easier purples have not paid off. It could end up being a pretty long seed. So if this is Accelerator, it's worth getting, but once again decides not going to spend that long here. See, we got the lab, we got more underwater stuff, and we got the train, I think? No bromine. Yeah, we'll see what Yeehaw does. There's the purple. Dimension shift. Alright, so today it was 8-bit go mode. Well, not to speak too soon here, but Marx has got a commanding lead. Very nice, so let's recap here. It was Zangetsuto on the boat, right away, first check. Vanilla Craftwork. It was Deep Sinker in the first White Shard pedestal. And then Dimension Shift Go mode was 8-bit Bonehead. See, overall, I think a standard route was actually optimal here. I guess we call it standard route for a reason. But I think both runners made some good choices to spice things up. Definitely could have gone Yeehaw's way today, had it been Go mode in the tower. But yeah, at this point, Yeehaw's gonna need a death loop, a big one. It can happen. Marx is at a relatively low level, and Dominique and Bale are brutal fights. But I think Jeeble Glass is gonna make it safe. I am curious what Dekarabi is going to have. We've seen pretty much all the good purples, except for Aquastream. Gold Toss, not good. Not good. This is one of those shards that really expects you to like grind for 10 hours to get a truly insane amount of gold, and only then is it really any good. So for rando purposes, we're playing this for like 30 minutes to an hour and a half. Not going to cut it. I believe... Yeah, Marx is on pace for a sub 50-minute clear, which is an excellent time. I think the average is probably 70 or 80 minutes. Or the same type shuffle. And Marx is going to cleave the moon a second time, and here we go, the final two areas of the game. These are actually very, very scary. You know, I'm not sure what Iga had in mind here in terms of the expected level. Probably 40 or 50 if I had to guess. So coming in here in like the low 20s, things will, you know, 4 or 5 shot you, sometimes even less. It's very easy to get comboed, very easy to get surrounded. But both of these runners really know how to navigate the endgame. Oh, I've never seen Dimension Shift used there before. I don't know you could do that. Wow. He's got a crouch, huh? It's pretty smart. Saved a little time, you get a blue chest for it. That's still important here because blue chests can have food items. Now check this out. This boss is actually pretty tough. We're just gonna go ahead and skip him. See you later. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Marx has got a decent amount of healing, right? Oh, speaking of healing, maybe now is the time to use a little. HP getting a little critical. There we go. Oh yeah, plenty of healing. Oh, okay. I didn't notice this, but Marx did a little farming earlier. Looks like they planted some stuff and got a million rice. So yeah, we're good. We're good on healing. It's a GG. But still a great race. This is going to be the nature of Ritual Rando going forward, I think. We've had a lot of really close races in the past, over the past couple of months. But blowouts are going to be more common than you expect. If you've seen other randomizers, just because of the high variance nature of this game. If someone wins in a 1v1, it's not uncommon to see them win big. Kind of how the game goes. I think yeehaw has played excellently today. A couple more checks down here. I was about to ask, why not pick up that MP max-up potion? Oh, that's right, infinite MP. That is a surprisingly tough habit to break. You see something shiny, it boosts your stats, you'll want to pick it up. Now, one more quick trip here for a second book. These boost your offensive stats here. Okay, the Glacial Tomb's the final area. This has got the scariest enemies for sure. Yeah, climbing on the ceilings like that can often be the safest way. And here we go. Gotta use Dimension Shift right here. This is the only reason this shard is required. And then one more right here. Perfect. In a way, it's a good thing. Can you imagine if Go mode was only the Zangetsuto? I'm glad it's at least two pieces that you gotta look for. Right, so Dominique has got two phases, much like Julius Belmont and Arya. I think there's a lot of inspiration on this fight from Julius. She can use a lot of the same shards that Miriam can use. You gotta worry about the whip, you gotta worry about the dive kick, and you've definitely gotta worry about the elbow. It's probably the scariest attack in this fight. And phase 2, all of the shards get upgraded. Nice use of poison here. Dominique is a humanoid type enemy, so vulnerable to poison. It's gonna slowly do a little bit of extra chip damage. And you look at that, oh my god, careful, you gotta heal! Pause in the nick of time, oh that was close. There's that elbow. You even get the zoom in, just to let you know you got hit. Excellent. Okay, so we're on to bail. Dominique hit hard, but Miriam hit harder. This boss is complicated, and there's a lot of misinformation about this boss. Here's how it works. You got 3 heads. They've all got their own HP pool, but don't even worry about that. That doesn't matter. Whenever Dominique pops out, that head will take real damage. And you're trying to deal 7,000 HP of damage to Dominique, specifically. So if Dominique hasn't spawned, there's no reason to attack. And here, for example, Dominique is attached to the frog head. That's the only one where it matters, for now. And then if Dominique reappears later, into the cat or the demon, that's the one you want to focus on. It's funny because the bestiary totally lies to you about everything. The bestiary says this boss resists everything. It actually resists pretty much nothing. It says this boss has, what is it, 10,000 HP? Something like that's just totally wrong. We get the Ritual co-op patch, which is apparently coming later this year. It's in closed beta right now. I very much hope that bestiary entry is tidied up. Iga, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, it's 4444, that's right. Yeah, the number most commonly associated with death. Not correct. Yeah, this fight's really, really hard to do well, but Frog is best RNG, because it's relatively easy to dodge the attacks with this pattern while dealing damage. Worst RNG is Cats. Okay, so Yeehaw's off to the 8-bit realm. I'm gonna guess somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes away from the end. Which, for an unpredictable ritual race, not that far behind. This is looking like probably a 3-cycle. Healing's getting, well, okay. Non-rice ball healing is getting a little low for Marks. Oh, never mind. Closer than I thought. Time just barely gets the sub 50 by 3 seconds. Big congrats to Dr. Marx for winning the debut Ritual of the Night Showcase Randomizer. Let me pull up racetime.gg here. So the real time, which is what we use for races, is a 51:36. We'll see if we can get Dr. Marx in for some post-game comms. Interesting to grab their thoughts. And yeehaw, aware that the race result is concluded. Fighting the 8-bit overlord for fun. This one's not going to take too long. So we're going to get a response here. Let me just mention, One of the really cool things about this randomizer, every seed is very different from the last. So this seed was defined by early Zangetsuto, early Jeeble glasses, so some overkill combat with some good movement. Other times it's the opposite. You get, early dimension shift, but, Zangetsuto is super late, maybe even vanilla. Or you've got to get Reflector Ray first, and then you have to get Craft Work, and you got to go up to the lab. There's a lot of different permutations like that. Every seed's got its own feel to it. So it's going to be good variety. This was kind of a middle-of-the-road seed. We'll see some that are quicker to this and some that are much, much slower. So yeah, good variety. Okay, so I'm gonna reach out to Dr. Marx right now. Let me get him in here. Okay, so we are joined now by Dr. Marx. Hello, Dr. Marx, very much. Huge congrats on the debut win.
Thank you kindly. That was a fun seed. We were expecting it to be an absolute nightmare given the way the Fran was kind of hyping it up, but it really wasn't, except for having to go up to 8-bit, which that's always a bit of a gamble. But I'm glad it was there and not like underwater.
It's one of the things we're doing when it comes to screening the seeds, vetting them ahead of time. I'm enforcing a strict policy where it's gotta be random. You gotta play through a seed and commit to it, and then if it works, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it's banned. But that prevents bias from creeping in. Like, I wouldn't want you all to get an unusually cruel seed because Fran was in the mood. So this is a nice normal seed, and I think you played it super well.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's getting all the fun stuff early it definitely helped. Getting glasses early is always good. Moonbelt in the quick craft was always good. I obviously wasn't following Yeehaw, so I didn't see if he managed to find Accelerator, but that's pretty much the only thing I felt like I was really missing.
No Accelerator this seed that we saw, although I don't think either of you got Werewolf.
I did not farm. No, I think I only killed 1 or 2 of those, and then I booked it to the library after that. So
now the one part of your route that kind of diverged from standard route, well, maybe 2. I mean, going from library to top floor, not really that uncommon, but going underwater left side, when you had craft work, was interesting. Can you share your thought process on that routing choice?
So I figured that way it would have been faster to get to the Desamas. It would have been faster to get down into desert. So that way that's 2 checks right out of the way. And then if I would have had to go back for the Decarabia, I could have just went back up topside and got that. But I at least wanted to knock out the 2 most out of the way enemies in there first.
That makes sense, yeah. And then besides that, it was pretty standard routing, what we've seen over the past couple of months.
Yeah, it's there's always divergence on whether or not you go straight from Chapel into Terminus or if you go Library Terminus. I'm one of the few that I think I almost exclusively do Library lately, just because I always just try to combine those in together, because I know a lot of other people skip Library. I don't. I like the books. They help too much.
Yeah, you had 2 books at the end. You even made a return trip to get that second one. They're super valuable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with
Especially
glasses, having 2 books is nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just the extra damage output for having Sage and Deadeye's just it's too invaluable, and then picking up Fortune early just to help with the early farms is, I think, pretty invaluable too.
So, this is kind of the debut showcase for this priestess. Let me ask you a more general question. What's your history with Ritual, and how do you feel about how this randomizer improves or changes the game? Just kind of, what do you think about it?
This is the first randomizer I've ever got to play, because I'm strictly console guy, so I don't get to do, like, I love Soten and I love watching you guys do the Soten rando. I'm jealous that I can't do it. But I've been doing the randomizer pretty much since it launched. I used to just strictly do max rando, so I would randomize everything. That's what I'm used to. So like I feel a little bit spoiled, like with the knowledge going forward, knowing what we're gonna see. But no, it's and every little tinker, like how we've added, like, cause when we first started doing these, shop rando wasn't in, craft rando wasn't in. I like those extra little tidbits of just chaos added to it.
Okay, see, I think that yeehaw is going to just keep playing. Sadly, did not get that 8-bit go mode. So any final thoughts, Marks, before we wrap things up?
I'm excited for once we decide to get the tournament properly going. I'm curious to see, just what I know we have the ELO going on race time, so I know that I think I'm 4th currently if we don't include the Jupiter clone. So it's just any opportunity I get to, showcase what I'm capable of, which, I mean, this was a standard route. So it's a lot of the weird things that I think I do, like, I do some weirder routes. I apparently do weird combat things. I choose weapons that not everyone necessarily goes for sometimes.
Well, that's actually a great place for me to just interject, if I can, and mention that we're really trying to get more people involved. This is a brand new randomizer preset. We've never really done ritual stuff in the past. There was a bingo tournament like a few years ago, and then it kind of fizzled out. We want to bring this back and make a statement here. It's a brand new meta. Combat isn't solved, routing isn't solved. This is a game with so much untapped potential, and already, even a couple months in, we've got like 10 people who will do races from time to time, and we're really looking to get that number higher. So if you're interested in joining, please do consider giving this a try and joining some of these races in the future. We're having races like every day or two, right? So lots of chances.
Yeah, and we're usually doing multiple races. I know we have the what we call the night shift, which is around 9 p.m. Eastern time. Usually, we'll do whenever you're doing your streams. I know you, especially now that Arya and Soten are wrapping up. So I know you said you're going to start including those a little bit more on your end.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, that's going to become one of my main priorities. So yeah, please do remember to give Dr. Marx and yeehaw a follow. Let me actually go ahead and post this command one more time. Great show today. Really interesting debut match. You can also follow me if you enjoyed the commentary today, and my Discord is where we're currently hosting all of the races. You can also go to racetime.gg. That's where the actual race timing is maintained. That's where we go to, press done, etc. Keep track of who wins, who loses. So yeah, very exciting time for Ritual of the Night. Thank you all very much for being here today. Lots more to come in the future, and we'll see you next time.